Hey guys, Vaporized Creation here, coming at you with a story time video. So Liam, I know you wanted that story time. I also wanted the story time, so I thought it was time to make a story time video. And would you believe it, kids? I decided that I was going to record this entire video. And when I was done with it, realized that my mic wasn't even plugged in. So this is the second time I'm recording this story time. I'm just very pleased with my decisions today, guys. So this story time is gonna go way back. It's not even way back, but it's gonna go back a little bit back. It's gonna go a little bit back to when I went to like amusement parks during Halloween season. Okay, so the amusement parks were like all scary themed and haunted house themed and whatever. Specifically in Florida. Halloween Horror Nights and Hollow Scream at Busch Gardens, those two. So the first one I ever went to was Halloween Horror Nights, and that's in Universal Studios, which is in Orlando. And that was, it was a blast. So I was with Jay, and I was with S, which is Jay's bigger sister, so my bigger cousin, and I was with C, which is S's ex-boyfriend. So think S and C are together. And Jay is like my age, so she's like the one you've heard about before. And so what happened was, first we get there, and the atmosphere is already set for me to cry. Understand that I don't really do anything that involves adrenaline. I mean, yeah, I do sports and I do stuff like that, and that gives me a rush. But I don't do things that adrenaline junkies do, such as roller coasters and stuff like that. So I wasn't ready for this. Okay. So we get there, and immediately, the atmosphere is set by some creepy music, along with the sounds of screams. Since they apparently set up pillars behind the gates where people were hiding behind. So once you walked in, you were immediately scared. So I wasn't really comprehending the fact that everybody that I was talking to in line 2 seconds earlier were screaming ahead of me inside the amusement parks, where I can't even see what's going on to make them scream. I literally just got there. So to me, this is scary, okay? It's already an amusement park. I already see the roller coasters. I already hear people screaming. This isn't something that I was made for, okay? This is not my cup of tea. But it's okay. I'm acting chill. I don't know what's going on, but it's okay. I'm just going with the flow. And that was a nasty snipe. Yes. When you're looking at somebody in the corner of your eye, and you can see them see you see them, but you're acting as if they don't see you, and you're not actually seeing them see you see them. So you got that. So that situation, that whole situation, that's what was happening. Okay, so I'm looking in the corner of my eye, and I see this. I swear it was a 7 or 8 foot creature. It was not a person. It was like a 7 or 8 foot creature just stalking around Busch Gardens here. So just stalking around Universal Studios here. So I was getting scared. I was getting tense. So you could see I started tensing up. And so Jay was the only person near me, because C and S were always together. So I was with Jay. But they were with us. Obviously, we were a big group. But the only person right next to me. So I all of a sudden you just feel my nails dig into her bones. She has fractured bones because of this. Alright, so you feel my nails digging into her bones because I'm starting to get tense. Alright, I was scared. Okay, and then this stalking creature, I guess they noticed that we were scared, but I acted as if I didn't know that it was coming near us. So as I'm going, all of a sudden this freaking big cloth, it turns to night in 2 seconds. It just immediately, the whole park is dark, and all of a sudden we turn around, we're getting enclosed by this creature. We're getting absolutely demolished. Okay, we're getting eaten. Okay, and I was so scared. I just froze. I just stood there. I didn't even move. I froze. I was petrified. But that wasn't even the scariest part. This is just when we first got there. We're not even in a really scary zone yet. So we see our first gas, and usually the gas indicates that you're entering a scare zone. which is, so they can give you breaks in between the scare zones so you don't get too scared. I guess so you don't have a heart attack throughout the whole night. So you could choose to be scared, and somehow we always chose to be scared. Okay, so we walked into the scare zone, and I literally couldn't tell what was going on here. I saw aliens. I saw too much weird stuff. Like I felt like I was in a weird movie. Like this was like, rather than scary, this was just weird. Okay, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. But this is daytime. It gets darker. Okay, we're rolling into the nighttime. I got into my first haunted house already. That was pretty scary. Didn't really remember. Kind of had my eyes closed the entire time. So there's not much to get out of that experience. But when I started opening my eyes, that's when it happened. So I'm a big scaredy cat. Okay, up until this point, I didn't really ever ride. I've ridden one roller coaster before, because I was forced to, and so I'm not big on adrenaline type stuff. Okay, and so what happened was, J and S, they wanted to go on a roller coaster. In fact, I did not want to go on a roller coaster. So what I voted for was getting food while they went on a roller coaster. But I voted for it. I didn't propose the idea. So C was like, "You want to get food?" I was like, "Sure. Let's just go get food." Okay, because he was being a nice guy, even though he would have ridden the roller coaster if I weren't there. And so we got food. He bought me food. He bought me like this giant cookie. It was really cool. And all of a sudden he told me, he was like, "You know what? The roller coasters, they're not even out yet." He's like, "You want to know what we should go do? Let's go in a haunted house by ourselves." And like at that point, it sounded like a good idea. It's like, yeah, by ourselves, bro. Like we got this. But then like in reality, like you realize that like the only reason we were half staying in the haunted house is because he was with S, and then Jay was there for me to dig my fingernails into her arm. So like that was calming. You know what I mean? But by ourselves. We're not used to this, okay? So what happens is we're walking. We see a haunted house that has 5-minute wait because it's not one of the big blockbuster themes. It's one of the side houses. So we go into that one, and immediately we start walking in. But like the line, okay, so like you don't get into the haunted house. Like when you walk in immediately, you have to walk through a decorated area. Like you're not just in a line outside the house. Like the line is in a decorated area that looks somewhat like it's a haunted house. So like there's lightning flashing and a bunch of scary stuff. But somehow that's not even the inside. That's just the line. Okay. We thought that was the house. Okay. We thought we were in the house immediately. So like we're over here crouching and ducking. Everybody around us is casually walking in like, "Yo, this is in the house yet?" And all you see is these two guys ducking to lightning. Any decoration that made a noise, anything, we just ducking and hiding. We were making a fool of ourselves, basically. That was quite funny because soon we realized, we're like, "Oh snap, we're not in the house yet." You can see us trying to act casual, but we're still looking over our shoulder. Alright. And then, so, night goes on. Well, not night. We get into the haunted house. Okay. And this thing was terrifying without the girls. Okay. It was terrifying. Okay. So what happened was, we walk in and C looks at me and he tells me, "Yo, one thing I gotta tell you though, is when we get into this haunted house, you better not be grabbing on me. You better not touch my shoulder. You better not hold me. You better not do anything. Don't touch me." And I was like, "Bro, how are we gonna get through this if I can't touch you?" He was like, "Just don't." I was like, okay, I got you. And all of a sudden, we walk into the house. The first thing I do is grab onto his shoulder. And because we made the deal that I couldn't touch him. So he had the mental security that nothing was going to touch him. But when I grabbed onto his shoulder, he flipped out. He got so scared because he had no clue it was me. He literally just started spazzing his arms everywhere. He's freaking out. He was like having a freaking mental. I was like, "Bro, I'm sorry. He's like, "Didn't I just tell you not to touch me?" I felt like I just broke this guy. I just wanted some help. I was scared again. So we go further into the house. Yeah, we're banging on walls. We're stumbling left and right. We can barely walk forward. While everybody else is around us is just chill. They're just walking, observing the view. And the real story happens when we get to the end of this house. So we get towards the end of the house, and there's a long hallway with a lot of lightning. There's been lightning this entire time. And all of a sudden, C pauses. All of a sudden, C pauses. He just stands still. And I'm looking at him like, bro, you good? And then he didn't respond. So the stance he gave me. So imagine somebody standing up straight, right? Hands by their side, legs together, standing up straight. Now move their legs apart from each other, right? About like wider than shoulders apart. And then put their arms, palms facing forward, and then out to their sides, like kind of open. So he was like open, just staring forward in that position. His neck was kind of back. He was looking up. And I couldn't see what was going on because I was far away because I was too busy stumbling from the last room we were in. So I start walking forward and I'm like, bro, you good, bro? And he's still frozen. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I see on the top of the roof, there's like a short, like a dwarf person. And there's also two more on the left side of the hallway and the right side. And they were closing in. And he was just staring at the roof. And all of a sudden, at once, I got scared, so I wanted to get out. So I ran, and I hit him in the back on an accident because I just forgot he was there. I wanted to go through his body. And out of nowhere, my hit freaked him out. He started running. And when he ran out, I was alone in the hallway. So then I start freaking out. Like, I'm going to die. No one's going to be able to know like how I died. I'm going to be alone in here. I'm going to be trapped. So I start running. And so I don't know what's going on. I have my eyes closed and I'm running forward. Out of nowhere, boom, I hit something. Boom. I open my eyes and it's C. I hit C so hard. He hit the people that were in the house before us in front of him. And then they flew forward. And we were on the floor just chilling. Just laughing. We were dying. We were laughing so hard outside the house. We were just on the floor. So that was a wonderful experience. And then after that, we met back up with the girls. And acted like nothing ever happened. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this Storytime commentary over the gameplay. So at the end here, I was trying to collect my visit the center of the circle 3 times challenge and keep him at bay at the same time. But at the same time, I also realized that I could mess with him and try to get him into the smallest circle with me before actually fighting him. So yeah, you see me get him into a pretty small circle here just for the clips. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching and bye.